Finishing in his lowest position this year, if he stays where he is, that is fourth. But it will be 1 point more than he needs to become world champion, to make a personal fortune on top of the very, very substantial amount of money he will already have made. And that is Alain Prost's 71st lap completed. Here is the race leader. Let's go round with Nigel Mansell as he closes up on the Arrows BMW. The first British victory, keeping everybody's fingers crossed since Long Beach 1983. John Watson, who is in this race, now in 7th position. Mansell, that we look at in this superbly balanced Williams Honda, getting its 2nd Grand Prix win of the year, because its first was when Keke Rosberg won in Detroit, and we've got so used to seeing the Williams winning 1 Grand Prix a year in recent years, although don't forget that Alan Jones was world champion in the Grand Prix Williams Honda back in 1980, but we've got so used to seeing the Williams Honda win just 1 Grand Prix that it's a wonderful experience to see them with a likelihood, indeed hopefully and almost certainty of winning 2.
Marvellous drive by Nigel Mansell. I felt that his drive at Spa in those difficult conditions a couple of weeks ago, as it were, brought him of age, and I think that by overcoming those difficulties, driving so coolly, that would put some maturity on him, and he's certainly shown that today. He's driven absolutely immaculately. He hasn't really put a foot wrong, and it must be a great encouragement to Frank Williams too, because the team have worked very hard for a couple of years to get this car right and matched up correctly to its Honda engine, and to get the Honda engine right, and really they must be very pleased indeed. A nice note for them to start winding up the 1985 season and give them a lot of confidence for 1986.
Lap 74 out of 75. Considerably less than 4 miles to go now before Nigel Mansell sees the checkered flag first for the first time in his career. 72 Grand Prix he has driven, and this is going to be his highest ever finish. A wonderful drive. This has certainly not been a case of a lucky win. He's dominated the race since he thrust his way through on lap 9 into the lead, and now he comes out of clearways and takes the checkered flag, and Nigel Mansell has won the Shell Oils Grand Prix of Europe. He is exultant, he is exuberant, and he's got every justification to be. I must admit that I have been looking forward to saying this for a long time, and here is Ayrton Senna finishing in 2nd place. A brilliant win for Nigel Mansell in the Williams Honda, a superb 2nd for Ayrton Senna, and then it should be Keke Rosberg in 3rd position, and the world champion designate is coming home now to complete his race, to get 4th, 3 points, to increase the gap between himself and Michele Alboreto to 19 points, which makes him absolutely uncatchable in the World Championship of 1985. And just as Niki Lauda, who is not here today, won the championship for Marlboro McLaren in 1984, so now does Alain Prost do so for the Marlboro McLaren team, and there they are. They know what they've done, he knows what he's done, and for Prost and for the team, for Ron Dennis, for John Barnard, for the race engineers, for the McLaren mechanics, for the tag concern and the Porsche technicians that provided the engine, for Goodyear, it's been a magnificent Shell Oils Europe, Grand Prix of Europe, but let us not forget that that race was won by Nigel Mansell. Well, here he is. He said he was going to drive a tactical race. He's done just that. And there is the result. Victory for the first time in his career, and surely it will not be the last. for Nigel Mansell from Port Erin in the Isle of Man. Now, undoubtedly, the Isle of Man's most famous inhabitant. Second, Ayrton Senna. Third, Keke Rosberg. A marvellous race for Williams with first and third places. And an unbelievable race for McLaren with Alain Prost. And, of course, an increase in the World Championship Constructors lead with Michele Alboreto. And there is Alboreto, incidentally, disconsolately walking away, and Johansson out of the race, and McLaren therefore looking stronger and stronger for the Constructors' Championship for the second year in succession.